Well, everyone, it's another week in the Pantry Challenge. We have basically run out of all of our fresh fruit now, and we're working on canned fruit and some frozen berries. So that's been a little bit of a trial, and then the other bit is that we've run out of milk. I will probably go get a gallon of milk because my 2-year-old drinks a cup of milk right before bed, and it's important to her routine. So I'll probably go get us some milk. But otherwise, we're doing pretty good aside from little treats for my husband. And I honestly think, you want to be in here too? I honestly think that most families that are doing the pantry challenge, daddy is exempt, especially if he's at work. Right, Rosie? So we'll show you all the yummy things that we made this week. And discuss any struggles that we had. Say, okay.
Okay.
For Sunday dinner, we're having pork roast. I drained all the liquid off so I could make gravy. I've got egg noodles cooking, broccoli steaming, and some fresh broccoli for those that don't like cooked broccoli. Dinner time!
2, 5, 6. I have mom.
My 11-year-old wanted to try out making pan dolce for the next day's breakfast. How's the chili, guys?
Good. Yeah, he's videoing.
I know. It's for the thing. His first attempt at pan dolce turned out pretty tasty. Yum. So what you need for pizza noodle soup is onion and bell pepper. If you like mushrooms, you can put mushrooms in there. We didn't have any. I like mushrooms. Some of my kids don't. Olives, pepperoni, and you could put like ground sausage or whatever. And then tomato juice or canned tomatoes, and Italian herbs, and then a pasta. So I'm going to use bow tie today. Tell us what you made.
I made a stir fry with canned pork and canned fajita veggies
And some
and
pineapple.
some pineapple.
Yummy.
Then I added some of our dried chili leaves and a canned green chili.
Yum. Well, yeah, that's another way to look at it. So yes, dinner, but let's, here, can I borrow that for just a second? I won't do anything to it. But let's say, so this is, if this is our dinner plate, then we might say, okay, the protein is here, right? Let's ignore the breakfast, lunch, dinner thing for just a second. So you've got your meat, right? Or the protein. Now we need to have a vegetable of some sort for fiber, and a carbohydrate to kind of glue it all together and like carry it through. The other thing you need to consider is that, like, for example, if we did pork, corn, and potatoes, right? That would actually pretty much meet all of our things, but Patrick's not going to eat the potatoes or the corn. And Margaret won't eat the meat or the corn or the potatoes. So one thing on each meal needs to be, like, every person needs to eat at least one thing on each meal.
So I know that everybody except maybe Teresa, Margaret, and maybe Rose will eat the pork.
Yeah, so the pork is pretty much, we know that enough people will eat the pork that's fine. But that means that the people who won't eat it, like Margaret and Teresa, Rose is kind of iffy. Don't worry about her too much. They either need to be happy with the vegetable or the carbohydrate that you're going to do.
Okay. Do the girls like green beans? Cause
They like crunchy green beans. Teresa will eat cooked green beans with vinegar. Okay. Rosie will usually, but Margaret won't.
Okay, so that covers everybody except Margaret.
Yeah. So if you did pork and green beans, and then what would be a carbohydrate kind of thing? So rice, noodles, bread, biscuits, potatoes would count as a carbohydrate.
I mean, you eat noodles.
Yeah.
I know. I could do a stroganoff with green beans on the side.
Except that she won't eat it unless it's just the plain noodles.
And I can leave some plain noodles.
However, do you know what I remembered? We have a lot of macaroni noodles in the pantry, and she would probably eat macaroni and cheese. Do you think that would be good?
I mean, yeah, but...
Or not really?
I mean, it would. I just thought I'd do the stroganoff idea and leave some noodles.
We would have to use the water bathed milk for the creamy part because I don't want to use the fridge milk.
Alright, I can do that.
And then the other thing is, so stroganoff usually uses some sour cream, but the milk downstairs and the water bath milk has a little bit of a tanginess to it, so that would probably be fine.
So what is the problem?
I was trying to remember, but no, there's actually, yeah, we don't need the sour cream because milk is, the one that's downstairs is tangy enough. So let's think. The only question is, do we have the right noodles? So why don't you go look.
Normally we use egg noodles.
Yes, but we don't have very much of that, so go look for 2 boxes of other noodles. Lavender.
Eight. That one is.
I'm fine with it. Okay. Oh darn, I have to get Rosie's bag on.
So it's lunch on Saturday, and what we're doing now is we're gonna have some sandwiches. So we've got some homemade bread, and then over in this bowl here, I cut up the rest of my bologna, my homemade bologna, into little teeny tiny pieces with some pickles. My kids don't like mayonnaise, otherwise I would add mayonnaise, and I think it would taste better, but we've got half a jar of pears, extra pickles for those who want it, the squashes for dinner, radishes and the rest of the grapes, and some applesauce, and that's going to be lunch. So I think it'll be pretty tasty, and that wraps up this week. So our biggest hurdle this week has been kind of missing convenience foods or snacks, like, oh, just go grab an orange, go grab an apple, things like that. My kids are so used to just being able to grab fruit all the time, which is not a bad thing. And I'm considering grabbing another bag of apples or oranges or something to add to the mix. But we'll see. One of the best things that we've had that has really definitely shown its worth is my canned fajita mix. It's onions and bell peppers canned and put on the shelf, and they're not like overly squishy, so they work in all sorts of things. And I'm definitely going to be doing more of those next summer so that I have them for the winter time when onions and bell peppers are expensive and hard to come by. So I definitely think that that was a really good one to have. And I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, I actually have a video on that. And I'll try to remember, ADHD brain, to link it in the description so that if you're curious how I did that, you can see. So thanks for watching this week, and we'll see you next week.